Kill it. Bang, bang, shebang. Episode 61. Face your fears. Sam.
Dylan.
Here we are. How are you? I'm well. How are you?
Well.
So, you went and watched Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The new Spider-Man. It came out, what, Friday? Thursday?
Something like that.
Came out not too long ago. A few days ago.
Watched it not too long ago.
New Spider-Man. Spider-Man, what's it called?
No Way Home.
Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. Will he find his way home? There's no way.
So, spoiler alert?
Spoiler alert. Dylan's going to tell you everything that happens. No, don't say it. No spoilers, because I haven't seen it.
No spoilers?
No spoilers, because I still got to watch it.
He does.
I knew it. So do you. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, Marvel movies, how was it?
Oh, I don't know about Marvel movies. I don't watch a lot of Marvel movies.
Well, just based on, like, the Avengers movies.
Okay.
How good was it?
Like a 9.
Really?
Yeah. It was really good.
Compared to the other Spider-Mans?
No, compared to just like all the Marvel movies I've watched, the Avengers and Spider-Man and all the.
Was this the best Spider-Man one, though?
I don't know.
Really?
It's hard. I don't know about that.
Okay.
But I also really fucking like the old Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
That's
fair. So, I want to try and ask you a question that won't give away, like, the movie. Because I haven't seen it, so I don't want to know anything either. Was it, like, twists and turns, or was it pretty straightforward, or what? I want to know something, but
I felt like it was pretty straightforward.
was it?
It was there's some characters that are in it, Spider-Man and MJ and Ned, and they run into some problems.
Yeah.
And they got to fix those problems.
Damn. That sounds good.
So you seen in the commercial they brought back the old supervillains.
Yes.
What do you think about that? Did you like any of them before?
Yeah, actually I did. My favorite was the Sandman dude.
He was cool getting to.
Yeah. And I liked Jamie Foxx. What was he? The Electro Man?
Electrode?
Is that what they called him? Mm-hmm. Electrode?
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, his character's well.
I like that one. So who's the best Spider-Man?
In my opinion?
Yeah. No, obviously you not.
Tobey
Who's
Maguire.
the best Spider-Man?
Tobey
Just
Maguire, no
factually.
doubt. Facts. 100%.
I agree, Tobey Maguire, but why? Why do you say that?
Well, because Andrew Garfield, his Peter Parker is like, he's not Peter Parker. Like,
his Peter Parker is like
he's cool.
Quarterback of the football team.
He's too badass to be Peter Parker.
His quarterback function, or his Spider-Man fucks your mom. So.
And Tom Holland's Spider-Man is like
fucks your mom also, but
is like Iron Man.
Your sister also.
He's wearing an Iron Man suit,
yeah.
and that's fucking gay. He doesn't need an Iron Man suit. He's Spider-Man, and that pisses me off. So that's why Tobey Maguire.
I agree. I feel like Tobey fits the Peter Parker kind of character a little bit better.
Tom Holland does it well too, but Iron Man.
See, I've ever since I've seen the interview of Tom Holland actually speaking how he talks, like he's English, British, or whatever he is. Every time I see him, even when he's like speaking English in a movie, I hear it almost as his original accent, so it ruins it for me. So I hate that he's like changing the way he talks for the movie. I don't like that, but
that's how a lot of actors are.
I know, but I don't know that. See, I just figured this out about him. I knew he was like.
Well, Andrew Garfield is
British or whatever.
Andrew Garfield.
I know. I've never heard him talk though. So, but I don't really. He's not like one of my favorite actors or anything. But neither is Tom Holland. But I don't know. I don't like it whenever they talk differently than how they do normally. Be yourself, bro. You gotta be somebody else.
They're literally called actors.
The whole point is to be somebody else.
The whole point is they're acting
like
somebody else.
Is to embody another
character. The one
character.
motherfucker's acting like Spider-Man the whole time.
This guy like he has superpowers.
One dude's acting like Doctor Strange.
Dude, Doctor Strange is a cool fucking character.
See, I've never watched any of the movies with him.
You haven't seen Doctor Strange?
Besides the Avengers, yeah.
Oh, dude, it's like one of the trippiest ones. It's like Inception, but on acid.
Yeah, I'm not big on that.
You don't like Inception?
I'm not big on that kind of stuff.
You didn't like Inception? Really? Have you seen it?
I think so.
What do you mean you think so?
If I've seen it, it's been a long ass time.
Oh, dude, it's where they go into the dreams. They put them to sleep.
Yeah, I know what it's about.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I don't remember seeing it.
Think? dude, it's great. And Doctor Strange is not going to dreams or anything, but he's just like able to alter reality and shit like that.
Yeah,
you probably figured that out watching the movie.
It's just weird, yeah.
First time I watched Doctor Strange was in Colorado, and I was blasted on some edibles, and I was watching it downstairs in this house we were renting, and then on a projector screen, dude, I was just like floored into the couch watching Doctor Strange just like morph the world around him. Like the earth is like spinning around him, and I'm just like upside down on the couch screaming watching this movie.
I don't think this gives anything away, but at one point Spider-Man and Doctor Strange kind of get into a fight, and Doctor Strange takes him into the like multiverse or whatever the fuck you call it, and Spider-Man ends up winning.
Really? The like little battle?
Yeah.
How does he win?
He just does.
Can't tell me. It'll give it away. It's the end of the movie.
That's cool.
I definitely need to watch it. I don't think I've finished the Homecoming. I don't think I finished Far From Home. Right? Isn't that the second one?
I think so.
I don't think I've finished it. I think I've seen a little bit of it, but
it's alright.
It's alright. But this one was good?
This one was good. This one was the best of the trilogy. The Tom Holland trilogy, I would say, for sure.
Is this the last one of those?
See, I don't know, because I watched a thing today about the old Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. There was supposed to be a number 4. Like
what?
They were in talks of doing 4, but number 3 went bad.
Went bad?
Well, it actually made the most money out of all 3 of them.
Yeah.
But
it was a great movie.
It was the latest one, and
I loved that one. He was Rogue.
It didn't have very good reviews.
How, dude? It was great. It was when Eddie Brock comes in and takes over the Venom thing.
Yeah, that is cool. But it didn't have good reviews. I don't know.
Oh, dude. You know
I really wish there would have been a number 4. Though.
Yeah, it would have been dope.
Sick.
It would have probably been like some sort of Venom type thing. Maybe Venom is like the extension of it. I don't like how they have the dude from That 70s Show, Eric. I don't know his name in real life, the actor name, but he's Eddie Brock in the Spider-Man 3.
His name is Topher something, right?
Topher Grace?
Yes.
Is that right?
I think so.
Well, Topher, he's Eddie Brock in the Spider-Man where he gets infected with the black Spider-Man thing, the Venom.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Eddie Brock in Venom is Tom Hardy, so I wish they would have used the same dude. But I didn't realize that until I rewatched Spider-Man 3 a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh, wait a minute. And they don't really play that off like...
But they just made a reboot of it, just like they made a reboot of Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield.
They made a reboot of Venom?
Well, yeah, they have Venom movies now. And it's not the same, like you said, it's not the same Venom that was in the
yeah.
So it's just like the same story, different people.
But they also didn't continue the story through it in any way. Like at the beginning of Venom, there's no like, it doesn't come off like from Spider-Man. He's not like running away from Spider-Man or anything. They didn't really connect that. I don't hear much about it. People don't really care. But I do.
No one seems to care.
I do. Keeps me up at night.
Maybe they will now.
Maybe they will now whenever the millions of people hear this. This goes out to the public.
There was a lot of... Okay, so in all the Marvel movies, you know how they're like super hush-hush about everything?
Yep.
Okay, there's some big reveals, obviously, in this movie. And it blows my mind how sometimes it's leaked and sometimes stuff isn't leaked. How do you think that happens? Because I knew about part of the movie before watching it.
Some of it's probably
so
like
you,
leaked. Some of it's probably on purpose.
Yeah, do you think they do it on purpose?
Yeah, I mean it's a good publicity thing. If something's leaked, people are more likely to click on it than if it's like
it's leaked.
Yeah. So like if people know they're not supposed to know it, they want to know it more.
There was one fan theory because there's a shot in the trailer where the lizard guy
yeah.
from the old movies, he takes an invisible punch. Like nothing's there, but something punches him, and so everybody was like, "Yo, what the hell?" Like they clearly took something out of that, and like it was obvious. So how do you think they missed that, or do you think they left that in there on purpose? Because that was from like one of like the main scenes of the movie.
I feel like that they probably missed it. Because you probably just want to erase the character.
All they did was erase the character. They didn't erase what he did.
I know that.
Like the lizard dude takes like a clear shot, like Tyron Woodley last time.
Oh shit! Talk about that a little bit.
Dude,
he got slept.
I still don't really believe it happened.
Wasn't expecting it either. It didn't look
Out
like it was
nowhere.
coming. He didn't look rocked or anything. Jake, I figured was going to be the one that was about to catch it. I was expecting him to catch a big right hook all night.
It wasn't looking great for him at that point.
Nothing.
The judges all had Jake winning at that point, did. But it wasn't like a super decisive fight.
Dude, Jake just sat over there like this.
One shot.
just winding that hoe up, waiting for it, and then came in with the haymaker 3000, dropped that motherfucker,
On his face.
sent him up to Allah.
Everybody he's fought now, he's dropped on their face.
Yep. There's seen pictures of it. There's like 4 of them, right? And everybody, 3 of them.
Yeah.
Everybody's like down
right
like
on
this.
their face. Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. He went face down in the dirt, eating grass and talking to worms.
I can't imagine how embarrassing that is, dude. Losing a regular sports game sucks, but fighting when you just got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, by a YouTube pop star. Like, I mean, he obviously has had some boxing training because he's got good technique. From what I know, from what I could tell, I don't know much about boxing, but it looks like he knows how to throw a punch. He's just so fucking. He's gotten better too, like in the way he is, but it's just hard to want to root for him.
Yeah, definitely.
He gave her. I told you this earlier. He gave a reporter a Rolex. Dude asked him about the gift that he gave Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, he gave Tyron Woodley a Rolex.
Yeah, he gifted him one after he knocked him out, and then the reporter asked him, and Jake was like, he told him about it. He was like, "You want a Rolex?" And the reporter was like, "Yeah, sure." And he's like, "Hey, go get that guy's email over there, and we'll send you the Rolex. I'll give you the same one I got Tyron." And then he just answered another question, kept going. So the reporter just got a fucking Rolex. A bunch of the comments were like, "This motherfucker is too rich." It was like, this dude.
If somebody gave you a Rolex, would you keep it or sell it? Because I'm selling that bitch in a heartbeat.
Dude, I don't know, because I've always wanted a Rolex. I've thought about that for a long time, but I mean, I'd probably sell it. I mean, what would I don't even wear a watch hardly ever, so.
I would never.
But I might if I had a Rolex.
If I wore it, I'd be scared of someone like, grabbing my hand and chopping it off and stealing it.
Yeah, somebody chopping your hand off. People carry around machetes.
It's possible.
Maybe somebody pickpocketing. You don't know about chopping your hand off.
Dude, pickpocketers are insane.
That would be wild.
That's never happened to me, but like.
If you could get good at that, that would be.
Have you ever seen a magician like pretend to do a trick and take somebody's watch off in the process?
Yeah. I used to watch them all the time.
Do you think that would work on you?
Because I used to try and figure out how to do that shit.
Do you think that would work?
I mean, you say no, but
yeah, exactly.
And then they do it, and you're like, "Where's my watch?"
I don't think it would, but it probably would.
You leave, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I don't have my wallet." Like, what the fuck? I feel like it would get me. It would. I would be. He would know what I was looking for, and he would do something else.
Yeah.
Because I'd go into it and I'd be like looking at my watch like this out of the corner of my eye the whole time.
He'd know.
And then the next thing I know, like my glasses are gone or something. I'm like, wait a minute, I can't see.
If he took them off your face, that would be wild.
Like literally my glasses, and I just like can't see anymore.
That dude takes out like your nose ring or something.
It's like plucks my contacts out of my eye. I'm just like, wait a minute, what? Shaves my head or something in the process. That would be a good fucking trick. Watch this card over here. Bzzz. You're bald.
If you could pull that off.
If you could pull that off,
some like New Age Houdini type shit.
Great, dude. That'd be awesome. I went to Vegas a couple times. Been to Chris Angel's show. You ever seen Chris Angel, bro?
I know who he is, yeah, but
Dude,
I've never been to a show.
It was insane. It was like creepy because he's like kind of creepy, so the show was like kind of eerie. Let's see, which one do I want to tell you about? The big one was he cut a chick in half, and then after that, which to this day still blows my mind, he cuts this girl in half. Then he kind of walks around the back of the platform, and then the platform kind of like falls, and he's not there anymore. And then you're like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? And then the lights shine behind me, and he's like 6 rows behind me in the crowd, and he stands up, and I'm just like, and he's the devil, is what I
Were there
concluded.
people sitting beside him?
Yeah, he was like in the middle of the row, and people were like...
Even the people in the row didn't know he was there?
Well, there was a lot going on at the time, so I didn't really like...
Yeah, you should ask.
But looking back, like, it's like hard. It would be hard for them to,
Did you see their
like...
reactions? Were they like, oh yeah, check this out? Or were they like...
What the fuck?
Yeah, what were the reactions?
Dude, it's the devil. I'm going to try and remember. I feel like everybody was just...
So he couldn't have been on stage whenever you thought he was on stage, because it's not possible.
You think it was a double?
It had to be something different. Something's got to be wrong.
I don't know, but whatever he did it very, very fucking well. And showed up right back there. It was great.
That's insane.
There was one, he took some some coins and did like a bunch of quarter tricks, like right at the front row, brought a table down and like put it down there, like at the bottom of the steps, like leading up to the stage. He came down and did a bunch of coin tricks right down there for the people on the side and stuff. And there was one, he put the fucking, I think he swallowed it and moved it, like you could see it moving under his skin, cut and pulled it out. And it was the same signed quarter.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's very ridiculous, dude. It was fucking insane. It's a great show, though. It's a great show. Highly recommend it.
Does he still do it?
I think so. He's been doing it for a pretty good minute.
Do you think there's a big difference in him and David Blaine?
I would say,
besides the extreme stuff, because David Blaine does extremist type of stuff. That's not even magic. He's just straight up in the fucking ice for 48 hours. Like that's not. There's nothing magical about
Chris
that.
Angel one time got ran over by a bulldozer with all over broken glass. Have you ever seen that?
No. I
There's
don't
a
think
bull.
so.
They lay down a tarp, a bunch of broken glass on it, and he lays on the broken glass, and a bulldozer comes in and runs over him.
On like flat ground? What kind of ground?
On flat ground, yeah, they're on concrete.
On concrete?
Yeah.
So like you see the bulldozer like hit a speed bump kind of thing?
We'll have to watch it in a minute because, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but that does happen. That was one of his stunts at one point.
Probably the best chiropractor ever.
There was one stunt he did where he levitated off of a building in Vegas. You ever see that? Like off the side of the building, and people were like looking up at him, like down from below.
I've seen David Blaine levitate.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've seen Chris Angel.
Yeah, he did that one time. Do they all levitate? I tried to do it one time and never worked.
I try to do it all the time.
I'm trying to do it right now as we speak. We just started levitating. Wouldn't that be wild? All right, speaking of levitating, this isn't going to levitate at all. This is going to orbit. So they're sending out a new fucking space telescope.
So what would you compare it to? Would you compare it to the what's the last one called?
Hubble
telescope.
So they don't compare it to it, is what I saw. It's a
different type.
It's an addition. It's supposed to add on to what Hubble's able to do.
Okay.
So the images that Hubble's able to see, it's supposed to be able to extend it a little further and make it a little more high def. This is the James Webb telescope, right? James Webb telescope.
I think so.
James Webb Space Telescope or
It's
whatever.
definitely Webb.
He was like the NASA dude for a while. They're sending a new one up. The Hubble Space Telescope has been up for 30 years. They started working on this one 5 years. They said they've been working on it for 25 years. So 5 years after Hubble was up there, like, we got to get a new one.
Yeah, and it took them
25 years.
That's insane.
But they said it was supposed to launch, I don't remember how many years ago, but they got set back for something.
Which is cool because now we get to watch it.
Yeah, we do. It launches Christmas Eve, I think. I think it's at like 7 a.m. though.
I wonder why they picked that day.
It's supposed to be the 22nd, but they delayed it for some reason. I can't remember why. They'll probably end up delaying it again or something.
Well, usually they pick certain days so that they're on the right side of, like, the moon and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The right time.
That is true. They'll probably need to be. Well, I don't think this has got to like correspond with anything though. They're probably just gonna.
It's going to be to an orbit. It definitely has a trajectory. Like, yeah, but it has like they're going to send it.
Well, yeah, but they probably don't have to like rely on like where the Hubble is or anything, because it's not going to be like any part of it. But I got notes. Let's learn a little bit today. So, the idea, it's the James Webb Telescope. The Hubble one just takes pictures. It was able to zoom in and take pictures. This one, of visible light. This one's going to read infrared light. You know what infrared light is? Comes off heat. Heat gives off infrared light.
It's not visible.
It's not visible to the naked human eye. So it's very. This cost $10 billion, by the way. $10 billion. Actually, it was 9.96, but $10 billion to build this whole thing, to make everything reasonable. You know, reasonable $10 billion, 25 years. So let's see, what do we got? So what they're going to try and do is, supposedly they're going to be able to look all the way to the beginning of time, right? Going to be able to look back to the beginning of time.
65, no, how long is it?
13.8 billion, bro.
13.8 billion.
But they're going to be able to look all the way back to 100 to 250 million years old, is what the universe will be whenever the infrared light they're going to be able to see. So the idea that we see the sun as it was 8 minutes ago, because it takes light 8 minutes to travel here from the sun, Well, if you scale that up, and just the further you look, the further back you're able to see. So apparently, this telescope is going to be able to see as far as you can, I guess.
As far as we can.
As far as like is possible, apparently, right now, because it's 100 to 250 million years old is what the universe will be as they see it. So they still got 100 million years to go before you actually get to where it's here. But what they're expecting to see is, what did I put in here? A bunch of violent planet formation. So I don't know what violent planet formation is, but I can only imagine what a violent planetary event would be. That's what they said. They said we are expecting to see a bunch of violent planetary formation. Well, it'll be very hot. Be very, very hot because the beginning of the universe was extremely hot time. So whenever all the stars and stuff were coming together and growing, and then they would blow up and spew star shit everywhere and then do it again. Super fucking hot. So they're expecting to see a bunch of that, bunch of heat. So, how is it better than the Hubble? It's bigger. It'll be able to capture more wavelength, more light, obviously. It's made out of gold.
So the Hubble couldn't get any infrared light at all? Just visible light?
I don't know if it was able to switch. I'm not really sure, but I think the main thing it did was visible light, because I saw like comparisons of like what the Hubble would see and what the Webb would see.
Yeah.
Hubble looked cooler, honestly, but the Webb...
It looked cooler because it had all the gas and
shit.
You
can see the colors and shit.
Yeah, you can see the actual light whenever... and they can just color it and make it...
Yeah, you can just add color to it. Yeah. Because you know, like, if they know what the gas is, they're going to know what color it's going to be.
They're going to know what color it is, yeah.
But so it's 2.7 times larger than Hubble in diameter, and it's 6 times larger in surface area. So it's 21 feet in diameter, what they're going to be catching the infrared with, and the whole thing weighs, the gold plates, the whole thing weighs 14,000 pounds.
Oh, wow.
And what's crazy is that 14,000 pounds, they said, was just a little bit more than half of what the Hubble weighed. So the Hubble weighed probably like 25,000 to 26,000 pounds. Yeah, technology got way better.
God.
Way better. So, what's the point? Why? Why are we sending this up there to look at it? Why can't we do it from Earth? Well, Earth's hot. Infrared light, bunch of heat on Earth. The ozone layer, heat, can't see through it. It catches light rays, catches the sun rays, holds them up there. You can't see through it through the heat. So that's why you got to send this out to space.
So we're gonna put it in orbit.
Sending it to orbit. Sending it to, what do they call it? The Lagrange point, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
A million miles out.
A million miles from Earth.
A million miles from Earth.
They said it was gonna be like out on the other side of the sun, or the other side of the moon, right?
I don't know. I didn't see that part. I don't know. I didn't read that in my facts. You watched the video though.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. Something like that though.
I don't know how far a million miles is. That's really far away, I think.
Seems like it.
I'm not exactly sure how they're supposed to get it there. But they send it a million miles out because, like I said, it reads infrared, which is heat. It has to be cold for it to have an accurate reading. The telescope itself will emit heat. So the operating temperature of the telescope has to be low so that it doesn't skew the readings of all the shit that it's going to be trying to look at. So it operates at, let me get this number right. 300, hold on, where is it? Did I not write it down? No, here it is. Negative 370 degrees Celsius. No, Fahrenheit. Negative 307 degrees Fahrenheit is what the telescope will operate at, which is 50 degrees Kelvin. So 50 degrees above absolute zero, which is impossible to get to. Negative 3, do you know that? You can't get to absolute zero?
Why is it a thing then?
It's theoretical.
Okay.
That's another conversation though.
So it's going to be able to be this cold because it's going to have a sun shield, right?
Right.
So the telescope's going to be on the opposite side of the sun at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And on the sun side, how hot is it going to be?
600 degrees, I think.
So it's 600 degrees.
Or maybe 300 because it was like a 600 degree difference or something like that was what it was.
So it's going to be 600 degrees warmer on the sun side than it is on the other side? Wow.
Flip-flopping this bitch. It's got like a couple layers of sun shield, I think, that are supposed to pop up like some sort of sheets, like some sort of mat.
One of the craziest things about this whole thing is they have to shoot it up into out there where it's supposed to go, and then it has to, once it gets into orbit, unfold itself.
Yeah, once it gets there,
insane.
it's supposed to pop up.
It's all fucking folded up so they can fit it into the thing.
It's got like
so many things have to work
170 something pins. They said in that video, and the dude was like, "How many pins can go wrong?" And they were like, "None,
none.
Not
one
if one
thing
goes
can go
wrong, then we're all fucked. It's over
$10
with.
billion in 25
$10 billion
years
down the drain. Everyone in that building goes blows their brains out.
So that was one of the questions in this video that I watched about it. The guy asked the main dude there. He was like, "Are you nervous about this?" And no, maybe you tell me this.
Was it?
I don't know.
No, I think this is you.
But this guy was like, he was like, "No, we've tested about everything that we can possibly test."
Yeah.
And he was like, "There's no reason to be nervous about it."
If it happens, it happens. I would be nervous. I'd be fucking nervous. All right, good question, Dylan. How long will the mission last? Good question. I got more notes. So, what happens is, once they launch it, it takes 6 months for it to get all the way up there and for them to start receiving transmissions and everything like that. So it goes through a series of checks. They're gonna like check the operating systems, make sure everything's working. They've got to, like we talked about a minute ago, it's got to unfold. Everything's got to get in the right position, and then it's got to run checks. That's all I got on that. But
what does that mean, run checks?
I think they're just gonna like run through each of I didn't really look into the checks and shit part, but like make sure that each thing is operating properly. Like send a signal here, receive a signal here, maybe like extend vision out here. They're probably not gonna be looking for anything, but just making sure everything goes as far as it'll go and then comes back in or something like that. Just probably run through everything that it does and make sure it all works right while it's a million miles out there. But they said they want to go no less than 5.5 years. We're gonna run it back. Right. But I feel like that's how orbit works, isn't it? You just kind of...
It just gets to the spot and then it's just there?
I feel like maybe you're fighting orbit until you get to where you need to be, and then you just...
Well, you're always fighting some gravity.
Yeah, but once you get all the way up there, there won't be any more gravity. Will there be orbit?
There has to be gravity. For there to be orbit, there has to be gravity.
Yeah, you're right, because it's just a constant fall.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, so you have to get to a certain point where you're going to miss the Earth when you fall, and you'll go back around. This is too much for me, because I don't know much about physics. But orbit, check that out if you want to know more about orbit. So I don't have much more. I've got just how far, and it's the 100 to 250 million years old. That's only 1 to 2% of the universe's age is what they're going to be looking at when the universe is 1 to 2% old. Yep. Star formation, extremely violent, and billions of times brighter than our sun, is what I read.
Oh, that'll be fucking sick.
Yeah. How do you even look at that? I don't know. Like, you can't even look at the sun. You're going to look at something a billion times brighter? Come on.
How would we even, like, display that on our... Am I going to be able to Google that on my phone? A picture of that?
No. I don't know.
Dude, I thought the mirrors were cool. It's got, like, 4 sets of mirrors on it.
What for?
So the gold plates, that's the first mirror.
Yes.
That it like collects it. It's kind of like this. And it sends it all back into like a smaller mirror that's curved kind of like this. And that sends it back into a smaller mirror. And then that bounces off of that mirror into like the actual lens.
Oh, really?
It captures the photo, yeah. It's
what
crazy
for?
shit. So they can like condense the light into more, make it a clearer picture.
Oh, okay. Get a better resolution. They spent $10 billion, bro. They better get a clear picture. Jesus Christ.
It's cool that they can see infrared light. That's
yeah. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen, dude. What they're gonna find. There's some life. Dude, that would be insane. There's people that are gonna be looking for light. So they've given scientists. I'm not exactly sure how they decided it, but certain people get so many hours on it. Like there was one person that gets 100 hours on it. There's somebody that gets 50 hours on it, and they all have something that they want to look at specifically. There's some committee, I think, going through and like determining which ones are like the most valuable, I guess, which ideas are the most valuable or which visions are the most valuable.
I wonder if we could get like 15 minutes.
You care if I look at it for like 3 or 4 minutes, just go through there? I just want to see some shit. I got a podcast that I can tell people about. Yeah.
I wonder how hard that is.
I might shoot an email.
Actually, one girl got 100 hours.
At the end of the facts page, it says, if you are a professional astronomer and want to inquire or something like that, reach out here. It's got a place to like ask. I'll be like, I like look at the sky a lot.
I don't
so
know if we're professional
I'm
astronomers.
a professional
but-
astronomer, bro. I look at the sky every day. I don't know. It'd be cool to get to look at it though.
Yeah, no doubt.
But it's gonna be cool. Like, hopefully they actually figure something out. Hopefully they're not like, yeah, we didn't see anything. We didn't see anything. There's nothing.
So in our solar system, they talked about how the nearest star is 50 light years away.
Yeah.
And there's likely planets around it.
Yep.
So we'll be able to fucking see like those planets really well, right? From 50 years ago.
If you'll be able to see like,
what those planets look like 50 years ago, right?
yeah, 50 years ago. Which 50 years isn't that much time. Technically
Exactly. That's
speaking,
cool.
But
Because shit that's really far, we can't see. We can't see what they look like now.
yeah.
So, but that we'll get to see what it looks like 50 years ago. It's not very fucking long at all.
That'll be good and bad. Because what if like 2 million years ago shit was popping? What if they were like 2 million years ago?
Then yeah, we'd be fucked
And now
up.
they're just fucking shitty.
So our own solar system is 100,000 light years across. So that means
100,000 light years.
we
A light year is how many miles?
Oh, I don't remember.
6 trillion. 1 light year is how far light travels in a year.
So 6 trillion
Light
times
travels 6
100,000. That's how many miles.
That's
are.
how many miles across
So
our
we can't-
solar system
We
is.
with this telescope, we won't be able to see anything like on the other edge of our solar system or our galaxy. We won't be able to see anything for fucking 70,000 years ago.
Right.
Right? That's wild.
Yep.
70,000. We don't even know what the fuck our neighbors are doing.
What are y'all doing over there? And it's like, it's just their grandpa. It's nothing. We don't get to see them.
70,000.
I'm wondering like how they're gonna like if you're looking for life, how do you like with infrared light? What do you look for and what do you look at?
Well, you look for being in the right temperature. That's one thing.
Yeah, that's true. You're not gonna
Having
look
an
at
atmosphere.
not gonna look at an Earth that's 700 degrees,
Right. Can't
or
water
a
out.
planet, I guess, not on Earth.
Yeah, planet that's the right temperature for water and
Yeah, you gotta look
Probably
for
has
look
an
at one of the
atmosphere.
Goldilocks zone. But if it has an atmosphere, you're not gonna be able to see it. That's the whole point of this being out of off
No.
Earth.
I think you can see it with infrared light, right?
Well, you'll be able to see their atmosphere, but not past it. You won't be able to see like on the,
Mm.
which you wouldn't be able to see on the Earth anyway, because it's infrared is what it's reading. But you'll be able to see like it might
be
have
able to
like
tell
an
the distance.
abnormal amount of infrared coming off of it, like just from like life maybe, or
I hope so.
industrialization.
Imagine we hear scientists like, this planet next to the sun's got a lot of infrared on it, so we think there's life.
There's life, and it's like it's just on fire. I don't know though, dude. Could be popping. There could be like a Hooters at every corner.
That'd be cool.
Let's go.
If you're gonna have anything, might as well be there.
I'm down. Thanks for listening. Episode 61, James Webb Telescope. We're looking back in time, people. We're doing big things. We're doing money moves. I'm trying to get sponsored by the James Webb Telescope.
That'd be cool.
I'm trying to get sponsored by NASA. Wouldn't that be dope if we got a NASA sponsorship?
What would we say? Like, what would our ad read be? Everybody, Google NASA and donate to NASA. Yeah.
Donate to NASA. Get high.
I like that one.
NASA get high. That's what's up. Thanks for watching. Come back next year.